this is John 5 for Guitar World in New York City, and these are my 5 favorite licks. The first one is from a song called I Am John 5, and I kind of created this rhythm like... But I wanted it a little bit more rhythmic, and it's just on the... I tuned down to the D, so just on one string, but I'm doing all pull-offs, and I'm hitting the kill switch, so creating the rhythm. So just creating, and you can create any kind of rhythm too, like if you're messing around the house, but it's all those pull-offs, and it's just that rhythm. So a little fun way to create rhythms there. Number 2, I would say Land of the Misfit Toys. I really love this new way of tapping, kind of creating kind of like a piano type of thing, using it as a, because a piano is a percussion instrument, and kind of using it as a piano type of vibe. So that kind of thing, instead of just tapping on and off, you're creating a rhythm and a melody. Try to do it without a hair tie, kids. That's the tough part. Yeah, just you're really just tapping everything, hammering on, pulling off, and creating a rhythm with a flow. And going through the chords and just creating that flow. And that's what's really important. And I'm muting with my first finger instead of doing the hairband thing, because it just got so annoying trying to do that, pulling it on and off. So just, but taking it slow and doing. So you can create any kind of notes you want. And it's a really fun way to create rhythms, create melodies that's different. That's a lot of guitar players are doing nowadays. Yeah, so I am doing a B minor, but I'm adding the 9. And I love that, it kind of reminds me of... And I use that kind of chord structure to create this melody. You could add anything you want to it, because it's a really cool way to play licks. You can add so much to your playing, and it sounds out of the ordinary. Number 3 is also from Land of the Misfit Toys, and it's the chorus. Weird to call it chorus because it sounds so crazy. But going through like a B major, and I'm going through A, I'm going through D. So I'm going through all these chords, but I'm never playing the chord. I'm sometimes playing the roots. But it's a very unorthodox way of playing guitar. It's just sounds like a bunch of parts, but they all gel together. Something like this. And you can hear me going through the chords B, and then the A, D, and then I'm tapping that high D there. So it's kind of all over the spectrum of the neck, and it's very confusing to say the least, because if you get off on something like that, it's like, where do you get back on? And then at the end, I'm just doing the A major and the D. So very strange, very unorthodox way. But if you put those two together, like idea 2 and idea 3, you would get something like. I always wanted to be a pedal steel, lap steel player. I just thought the sound was incredible. And, but doing that, you have to have, like doing the different keys and all that stuff and bending. It just sounds, it's very difficult to do on the guitar. You have that stuff, but it doesn't really sound the same because you have to have the open strings. So I created something just in standard tuning. The trick is, though, the hard part, not even the trick, but the hard part, when you, on a pedal steel, you can bend perfectly to the note that is in tune. But with just bending it behind the nut, man, that's the hard part. And all you pickers out there will understand that, because it's like, it's really hard to do. You got to get it right on the note, which is the hardest part of it. Actually, what first made me want to play guitar was Hee Haw, and there was a kid playing banjo, and I just couldn't believe it. I was like shocked, and he was really young, and that's what made me want to play guitar. And it was this little lick in G, and I was like just so blown away because he was so young, but he was so good, and he was doing this. And I always loved doing that on the guitar. And, I love the metal and all that stuff, but doing that is, very out of the ordinary. But it's just something I've always loved growing up. And seeing that kid play like that, it always stuck with me. And seeing all those guys on Hee Haw playing Telecasters, and that's the reason I play a Telecaster. It's just because of that. And but going through that, what you do is just it's all open chords. You have your G, C. It's all based around like G and C, and then we go to a D, or an A, and a D. But it's just very simple, but you're taking different ways of playing these chords. G, C, A, D, G, G. So all these are the same chord, but you're just doing it in different ways. And you could do it with, you know, any chords. A. So you can go anywhere on the neck, but the lick I just played is just basically G and C, but I'm doing different inversions of the chords. G again, C, A and D.